Hey everybody, so this is Michael once again. So today's quote I actually have from George Bernard Shaw, and it's just kind of going through the quotes. I felt like this one really stuck out, especially in modern day. And George Bernard Shaw once said, "Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself." And that I feel like is a really important message to kind of get out there, especially how you see just everywhere on social media, all these people are like, "Oh, well, I'm just trying to find myself. I'm just trying to, do this." And them finding themselves is usually just an excuse to be stupid. That's usually what it is. I know this. Give you an example. I know quite a few females who went to go find themselves, and essentially it was just an excuse for them to be promiscuous. Um, and of course that everyone, you can go find yourself, but like if you're gonna go find yourself, make it meaningful. Don't do stupid things just to be like finding yourself. Like if you want to get your passport, go see the world, go run with the lions, jump with the gazelles. By all means, that's finding yourself. But going out and partying, that's not finding yourself. And to kind of give you an example, like video games, perfect example. Your character, you as a player, you find yourself as a character because you start at level 1, and then you put yourself in a difficult situation, and you gain that experience, and you level up, and now you're level 2, and guess what, you can now deal everything on the level 1 basis a lot easier because you put yourself in a difficult situation, you gained experience from that, and you leveled up. And of course, yeah, in real life, we don't go to work and then come home and all of a sudden an XP bar above our head, you know, fills up, and then all of a sudden, we can choose more skills or anything. With video games, it's much more simple. You do it, you can pick your skill, but life is kind of like a video game like that. And what he was saying was like, because you can go through high school and you think you know who you are, you have found yourself. But then you go to college, and then maybe you're reading literature that you're not familiar with, and maybe you're used to reading like modern day literature, but then you pick up something like Charles Dickens, and he has a really eloquent way of speaking, but also it can be kind of difficult to understand. Or like, oh, better example, Dante's Inferno. I have the original Dante's Inferno, and I started reading it, and I pretty much had to have someone help me translate it because of the old school speak that he used, old school English and all that. And well, it's not English. He was Dante was Italian, um, but that's what I'm kind of. That's what I mean is that you can't you can't level up. You can't get better if you're spending all of this time finding yourself, and then you just find yourself and then that's it, because then you're also locking yourself into a particular character dynamic that won't allow you to grow. Because if you say like, oh, well, I found myself and I know who I am, well, then the rest of your life is going to be pretty boring because you won't, you know, you will have kind of a shell shock if you're ever put into a difficult situation and you have to make a decision that may not sit right with you or anything like that, because you're so determined on this is who I am. You then have unbreakable standards, unbreakable views of life, and that really kind of puts a narrow vision on you as a character. And as a person, it really kind of shortchanges you because you don't allow yourself to grow. You don't allow yourself, to become better. And that's what life is we're always constantly improving ourselves. You can at no point in time can anyone ever say I am the best and just stop learning. Because I mean, like, I'm sure if you go to like Chef Gordon Ramsay, I'm sure he's learning still, like, different techniques and all that. And like if you watch the show, he'll come across like new Master Chef, and like there's been a couple times he goes, I've never seen this before, and that's what it is. Because even though he's a master chef, he is the world's famous chef, world's most famous chef, he's still learning. And that's the difference between a master and a student. A student, it kind of goes in and learns as much as they can, and they don't understand how much they don't know. Master knows how much they know, and they know how much they don't know. Just like um, Socrates. He said, I'm the wisest of all Greeks because I know that I know nothing. I mean, so there's two quotes for you today. But in order for you to level up, in order for you to gain experience in the game of life, you've got to go out there and you got to just push yourself, put yourself in difficult situations, because the person who you are now is not the person who you are destined to become. You feel me? I kind of like that quote. Personal. The person you are now is not the person you're destined to become, because we're always on that journey of self-discovery. We're always looking, for the next challenge, and that challenge will change us, and like that, another saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and like that, same thing. Like if you want to go out and find yourself, okay, but don't use it as an excuse to be dumb. Like that YOLO stuff. You only live once. Well, that's cool. I knew a dude who, lived a YOLO life, and he took a bunch of drugs, had a seizure, and now he's kind of permanently messed up. Like, and I'm not kidding about that. It was very sad, very tragic, but same time, we kind of saw it coming. So, and that's what it is. It's like, you only live once. Yes, absolutely. I mean, unless you believe in reincarnation, then that's your own thing. So you only live once, so treat yourself well. And just know that you're constantly learning. You want to be better, go put yourself in a difficult situation and level up. It's going to suck. And some people live life on easy mode, or hard mode, or, and that also kind of comes, from things that you can't control always. But what you can control is how you react to things, how you present yourself, and also how you look at yourself. And you should always look at yourself with love, with care, with patience, but also look at yourself as, I want to say incomplete, but I'm saying that only for the lack of a better word, because you're constantly going out there. Like I'm very happy, in my life with, my marriage and all that stuff, but there's a part of me that I'm looking for, just for myself. I'm looking for a little bit more improvement, more progression. I'm currently taking certification course to get, my certified, and I'm literally taking, and I'm taking one right now. In a couple weeks, I'm taking another certified course, to be certified to work with, developmental differences in kids, so that's like autism, ADHD, stuff like that. And that makes me incredibly uncomfortable. Like, I never thought I would be working with kids, and let alone being a behavior interventionist, and especially with kids for developmental differences. So I'm terrified. I really am. And because that's a big deal, at least I think so. And so with that, if I found myself, I would say, oh, kids kind of make me a little uncomfortable. I just don't know what to do with them. They got so much energy all the time. It's just, I get exhausted just watching them sometimes, just play or whatever. Just, oh man. But that's the thing, is like, I'm putting myself in this difficult situation so that way I can learn from it, learn, some skills, learn more about myself, because we're always on a constant journey of discovery. And that's why I believe when George Bernard Shaw said life isn't about finding yourself, life is about creating yourself. Just think about, life is a kind of a game in a way. And in order for you to level up and become better, you got to go out there and do the adventuring. You got to go pick up some quests, so. But, so go find yourself, but don't use that as an excuse to be stupid. Go, like I said, go swim with the sharks, and shake hands with an octopus or whatever. Go find yourself that way, but don't use that as an excuse to be promiscuous or just do a bunch of drugs, because those will have long-term consequences, and you probably will regret them. So, anyway, last time, George Bernard Shaw, life isn't about finding yourself, life is about creating yourself. So, with that, I hope this helps you in some way. I know it helps me. So, yeah, best of luck to everybody. Wish you all the best.